Hello, it's Isabella and I am on a journey to waist length hair again. I have been on this journey before. Many years ago I did reach waist length, but my hair was in terrible condition. You could probably read a newspaper through it, it was so thin. This time we want to get to waist length with thick blunt ends, but this has always been a struggle for me because I have very dry hair that breaks a lot, splits a lot, no matter how much care I take of it. So I have been on a healthy hair kick. I'm really trying, like I'm actually putting effort in, and I wanted to share with you everything I've done in the last 2 months since I got my haircut, which was when I guess officially started this new journey to waist length. I hated the haircut. I considered recutting it, but then I thought, you know what? I don't want to cut any more length off. I'm just going to focus on growing it. We are going to have a look at how much my hair has grown in 2 months later on in the video. I'm going to be referring to my hair care tracking system, which I designed myself and I've been using for months now, and this has been helping me to keep track of what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, what products I'm using, what methods I'm using, and how often I'm using them. If you want to download it, it's $1.99. You can purchase it through the link below. Anyway, I recently watched a video by the Blowout Professor and he claimed that there's no such thing as a dry hair type. I've also watched various other videos where people have claimed that there's no such thing as dry hair. All you need is a good deep conditioning mask to look after your hair for a good couple of months and your hair will be back right as rain. I am here to tell you that that is not true. I have been on a healthy hair journey for over 10 years now. I have come to the conclusion that I just have dry hair. It's just my hair. A lot of people just have a dry hair type. Don't let anyone tell you you can just sort out your dry hair with a deep conditioning mask, because you can't. The advice I have taken from the Blowout Professor, however, is to use a leave-in conditioner and a hair oil after every single wash, and actually I kind of use it almost every day. So I've been using the Pureology leave-in conditioner. I do like this. It's very light. You can't really tell that there's anything really in your hair. And I was using the Moroccan oil, which I have now run out of. Both of these are fairly expensive, the Moroccan oil especially, so I just had a little mini one that I got for Christmas. I am going to repurchase it though. I possibly might try a different one, but I did like that oil. It smelled so good. It was really light. It didn't feel heavy or sticky in my hair. Would highly recommend. I'm going to leave all the products that I talk about in the description as well for you. So my main focus for regrowing my hair has been to protect my ends, because as someone with dry hair, my hair splits very easily, it breaks very easily, it's very fragile, and this is not due to heat damage. As I've mentioned many times throughout my videos, I really very rarely use heat tools. I do blow dry my hair about 3 times a month. It's not actually always a good idea to let your hair air dry, because you can get something called hydral fatigue, which is where if your hair's been wet for too long, it actually becomes more fragile. There are some things that I haven't tried or that are just a bit too high maintenance for me. I started watching this girl called Avrin Brill. You've probably seen her on Instagram or TikTok if you're obsessed with hair care like I am. She has gorgeous, stunning hair, and her hair care routine looks so high maintenance. I actually went through and wrote it all down because I wanted to potentially make a video trying out everything she does. Like, she does a lot. Like, there's a lot, to the point where I'm not sure I would be able to manage that much stuff because it takes a lot of time, and also just remembering to do it. I do believe that Avrin has just a very nice, beautiful hair type, very straight and slinky and smooth and shiny, and that's great. But I do think probably a lot of her methods that she's used has obviously had a lot to do with the health of her hair and the rate that it's grown. So I thought about maybe trying that. I do have a red light helmet. Last month I actually got really consistent with this. I was using it on a fairly regular basis, but this month, the month just gone, I have not really been able to use it at all because I've been back and forth a lot. I'm currently trying to find a new place to live, which is quite far away from where I am now, so I have to keep traveling around, staying at my boyfriend's, staying at families. I've not been in like one place for longer than 5 days for like a month, and this is quite cumbersome to bring around with me, so I just haven't been able to do that. I can't really speak on the effectiveness of this yet because I have not been able to use it consistently enough, but I do believe in the effects of red light. I think that it's probably good for my scalp, if anything. I've also been trying to get better with my massaging. So as part of my mission to regrow out my terrible haircut and also just my hair in general, I am trying to incorporate massage more into my hair care routine, but I am notorious at forgetting to do it, so I mainly do it right before I have a shower if I can remember. Sometimes like I'm in a rush to get in the shower and I don't have time time. Last month I did this about 3 times in the month, and this month I've done it about maybe twice. I also used them today. So according to my beauty trackers, I wash my hair on average about 8 to 9 times a month, which is about 2 to 3 times a week. Over the past couple of months, I've mainly been using the Noughty shampoo and conditioner. This is the Get Set Grow. The conditioner was the Frizz Magic one, but I actually ran out of that and I threw it away. I don't really have a lot to report on these. I know that they're good. They're made of a lot of natural ingredients. They're very gentle and they're good for curly and wavy hair type. It's difficult with products. You don't always see results. Don't know why I bought the Get Set Grow one, because I know that no shampoo is going to help your hair to grow really. You kind of need more like active things to like actually physically help your hair follicles grow more, what you're putting in your body, and shampoo is very unlikely to do that. And I know that this is just a marketing thing. I still bought it anyway, didn't I? So since I ran out of conditioner, I actually picked up this one. This brand is usually kind of pricey, sort of. I think it's around like between 8 and 10 quid, but it was on sale for like £4.50. This is the Keratin Smoothing Oil Conditioner, frizz-free, 5-in-1 benefits. I always tend to go for conditioners that help with like really dry and damaged hair. I feel like this one might be a little bit too heavy for my hair. It also has quite a strong sort of shea butter smell, and I don't think my hair particularly likes shea that much. It doesn't actually look like it has shea butter in it, but it has this really sort of, it just smells thick and heavy. I think maybe it's because of all the oils that are in it that it claims to have in. By the way, if you're finding the video helpful, please give it a like. I also had this Shea mask that I was using a couple months ago. This was Maui Moisture. It just felt too heavy for my hair. Even though this says revive and hydrate, like this is for rehydrating your hair, and this says for dry damaged hair, but I don't know, my hair just doesn't seem to get on too well with them. So I got this Shea Moisture one, Intensive Hydration Hair Mask, Manuka Honey and Mafura Oil, and I thought, great, this is not a Shea one, it's still for hydrating your hair. It almost feels like exactly the same as this one. I've used it a couple of times and I just felt that my hair kind of felt almost as though I had a lot of build up on my hair. So I'm really struggling to find a deep conditioner. I think I need to find something just lighter. So maybe I need to stop going for these intensive hydration ones. If anyone has any good recommendations for a really good deep conditioning mask, feel free to share anything that's worked for you in the comments. I probably will continue to use them because I don't want to waste products. One thing I've been particularly bad at doing is oiling my hair, but in the last month I've actually gotten really on top of this and I have been doing a lot more hair oiling than I used to. I'll put on some oil like 30 minutes or an hour before I wash my hair. It's not always possible. For instance, when I have to be somewhere, I've just got to get my hair clean. Last time I did it, I used olive oil because I was at my mum's, but I didn't really like the results afterwards, and I've actually found this has happened to me a couple times. I wish I had taken pictures. My hair just felt really dry and dull afterwards. This has happened to me before. Very often when I oil my hair will actually feel worse after, and I still don't know why. I have watched many hair gurus and hair people on YouTube over the years that swear by oiling, that use coconut oil and all kinds of different oils, and their hair is beautiful and shiny and perfect, and it's just like, why does that not work for me? I don't know. Potentially, again, it's just too heavy for my hair. People might say, oh, your hair is too fine, it's just too heavy for it. But the problem with my hair is I have a mix. So I have a lot of fine hairs, but I also have a lot of coarse hairs and a lot of wiry hairs. I have some smooth hairs, I have some jagged hairs. Like, I have such a mix. I have both red and blonde coming out of my scalp, but I will continue to do it because I'm sure it is providing some nourishment for my hair. It also seals outside shaft of the hair, which helps protect it against the elements. I also purchased just a bog standard cheap shampoo. I always like to have a cheap shampoo on hand. If I've done like an oil treatment, for example, I'll start off with like a cheap one just to get the oil out, and then I'll finish with like my nicer one. This one was intriguing. I mean, it looks cute. It almost looks like you could eat it. It even says on the top, do not ingest, because it kind of looks like a bottle of juice. This is the papaya and coconut. I will warn you, do not buy this if you don't like sweet smells, because this, honestly, it smells so sweet. This is kind of like marketed to look very natural. It's made out of a recycled bottle. It's vegan formula, no silicones for a natural feel. This one's for damaged hair, but I've got nothing special to report about this. I just bought it as an extra shampoo. I haven't tried their conditioner, so I don't know what that would be like. I'm also slowly getting through my Arkive shampoo. I did have 2 of these that my mum bought me, so that's why I've still got this left. I did get through all the conditioner though, and I do like this. My mum uses it and my hair always feels very light after using it. It's not bad, but I did find that when I was using it like all the time, I felt my hair was getting a little bit sick of it, which is why I like to switch things up. In terms of heat styling, I haven't been using heat tools at all really. The last time I straightened my hair was in my 7 days of hair care video. I've not really ever been somebody who straightens their hair a lot, but I just wanted to mention that. I also haven't used like curling tongs or anything like that. I don't have like a good pair of curling tongs, so I very rarely use them anyway, maybe like a couple times a year. And according to my trackers, over the last 4 months, I have blow dried my hair on average 3 times a month. Sometimes I do like a really in-depth blow dry. Sometimes I'm just doing like a sort of rough blow dry with my favorite little Denman round brush. And sometimes I'll be using this, but I really quite rarely use this. I did use it today. I took some footage as well, but I also wanted to like mention that when I do my hair really nice, it does not last. So I did my hair this morning. It looked freaking gorgeous. You can see what it looked like. That was probably about an hour or 2 ago. Since then, I just have done my makeup, had a bit of breakfast, got ready for the video, and this is what it looks like now. It's completely dropped. This happens every time I style my hair nice, do rollers, do whatever, it will drop and it will end up looking like this. It doesn't look horrendous, but it certainly doesn't look like salon worthy. And I feel like this is another thing that we constantly compare ourselves to what we're seeing on social media, and people like post videos of their hair right after they've taken it out of the rollers or whatever, and it looks fucking gorgeous, but then like an hour later it looks like this. Ends have even like started fraying out. Even if I do style it to look that way, it's not gonna last unless I use a shit ton of hairspray, which just dries out my hair and makes it look worse over time. I've been wearing my hair naturally curly a lot for the last 2 months because we had like quite a lot of warm weather, like kind of the summer's now ended, but I like to do the curly girl method in the summer because then I can let my hair air dry, and it always looks better when it air dries in the curly girl method with the gel and everything. Otherwise in the winter I have to diffuse it, which takes forever and it sometimes frizzes up my hair. So I did give the Eco Styler hair gel a go. I made a video all about this, so I'm not going to talk too much about this here, but you can find that video up here. Before I got the Eco Styler gel, I was using this Boho Beach Jelly. This is an Umberto Giannini hair gel. I've always quite liked their curl jelly. It's very light and it just kind of worked on my hair, but this one tends to make my hair feel a little bit textured. I think because it's like a beach jelly, it might have, you know, like those salt texturing spray to give you like beachy hair. They always kind of give like quite a bit of texture, but it also, apparently this has color protecting UV filters in it as well, so I think it is meant for like going out in the sun and things like that. I do prefer the original one rather than this one. I have been doing my apple cider vinegar rinse on average about twice a month, which is actually really good for me considering I would go months without doing it. I would just forget to do it all the time, but I've been very good. When I feel like I've got a lot of build up, or I feel like my hair is just feeling really dry and dull, I'll use this, and it tends to just lighten up my hair, help it feel a bit fresher. So what I do is I have this little Gus's world famous fried chicken plastic cup that I bought back from Tennessee. That place was so yummy. I do love a bit of like southern food in America. But anyway, so I take this little plastic cup in the shower with me, and I put probably about like maybe a couple of capfuls, but I just do it by eye, into my cup, and I put it in the corner of my shower so that at the end of my shower I can fill it up with shower water, pick up my whole hair, and I just dunk my hair in the cup, and then with the rest of it I just kind of drizzle it over my scalp and I massage it into my scalp as I'm doing it to help clarify and clean my scalp, and then the rest of it just runs through my hair. Again, I've made a video all about ACV rinses. I go like into the science of it and everything. This was years ago, but it's still a very useful video if you haven't seen it. I'll leave it up here, or subscribe so you can watch it later. Sometimes it can leave a bit of a smell on my hair because I don't actually add any essential oils to it anymore. I just kind of raw dog it. Like if I'm going somewhere nice, I don't want it to smell vinegary at all. I will just give it a quick rinse with some like normal water afterwards. Also about 3 3 weeks ago I had done the curly girl method, and it was like 3rd or 4th day hair, and my hair just looked so pretty. I had these really pretty natural waves. I was at my boyfriend's house at the time. I wasn't particularly doing anything special to my hair, but my hair just naturally formed into these really pretty waves, and it was so nice that my hair can naturally do this. So over the past like 4 months or so, I've actually been using my scarf method quite a lot to straighten my hair. I actually might make an updated video on how to do this because I've changed the method slightly. It's essentially just wrapping all my hair around my head, tightening it with a scarf and sleeping in that, and then it helps to kind of tame my frizz, give a bit of shine, just make it more manageable and a bit more straight in the morning. I really need to buy another silk bonnet. I did have a silk bonnet years ago and I don't know what happened to it. It would make my hair so soft and shiny in the morning. It's ridiculous to me that I haven't repurchased it in all these years, but I've actually been on the lookout for one and I can't find a good one for long hair that like I like the look of or that I like the colour of, and they can be pricey, especially for a real silk one. And don't be fooled, because there are so many on these cheap websites saying that they're silk, but they're actually made of satin. Satin is not gonna be bad for your hair. It's still gonna, you know, help to decrease frizz and everything, but if you really want like the creme de la creme, you want to have like silk. It's just gonna overall be so much better for your hair. I've found one on Etsy, but it's like 60 quid and I can't bring myself to buy it, and I don't know why, but it's one of the like long ones. I'm gonna be moving in with my boyfriend soon, and I still want to look cute when I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning, so I'm very picky about which ones I'll use. Let's move on to how much my hair has grown. It has been exactly 8 weeks to the day that I had my haircut that I wasn't very happy about. I will leave the video of my haircut as well as how I restyled it. I wanted to kind of re-feather out these bits because I felt like they were too chunky, but I ended up just not touching it because I wanted to give it the best chance at growing back. I used the silk wrap method just to get my hair straight. As you can see from this measurement, my hair now measures just about 13.5 inches from the bottom of my earlobe, which is where I measure it from. In my last video, my hair measured after the cut just about 13 inches, so it's grown roughly about ½ an inch in 2 months. On average, according to the internet, your hair is meant to grow ½ an inch per month. That's just an average. Hair can grow at different speeds depending on different factors, of course. And from the back, I also just measured it, and you can't see very well, which is why I don't like this method, but it looks as though it's almost at 27 inches, so possibly it grew like a little bit over ½ an inch in 2 months. Now you could argue, Isabella, your hair is so dead and dry at the ends that it's probably breaking off all the time, which is why it hasn't grown the full inch. I did think this too. I do have a lot of split ends, but they tend to be kind of further up my hair. There are definitely plenty at the ends of my hair too. However, if I actually look at my ends, there aren't major signs of serious breakage or snapping. You can't see like the little white bits where your hair would snap. They're not splitting or breaking to the point that it would stunt my hair growth substantially. I just kind of have a little bit of a stiffer hair texture at the bottom, just because that's literally just the way my hair is. We're all here watching this video because we care about our hair in some way, and so don't forget to leave your recommendations below, because even if they're not helpful to me, they could be helpful to people watching. I post more obscure content to my second channel, Isabella Demarko 2, and I have a whole library of other content, old videos, vlogs, all of that kind of stuff on my Patreon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. Mwah.